What's good, my people? Godfrey here at Boxing Redeemed, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We have a fight tonight, guys. Kambosos is up against Devin Haney tonight. I'm buzzing. I'm really buzzing for the fight. I think it's a difficult fight for Kambosos. I really do. We know he beat the man who beat the man. Teofimo Lopez lost against Kambosos last year. And was he at his best? Was Teofimo at his best? I don't know what you guys would say in regards to that, but no, he wasn't at his best. He was very emotional, very emotional in that fight. And his dad didn't help either, you know. His dad was telling him to get him out of there in the corner. And his dad was emotional. So you have the fighter being an emotional, and then you have the father who's supposed to be your trainer also emotional. That doesn't work. So when you have a boxer being emotional, and that doesn't even become the cherry on top, it's the foundation, it becomes the base, the fight is already done, it's already lost. So don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take away credit from Kambosos. I think he was very good that night. But it's whether he got into Teofimo's head as well. That's the thing. So he's also very good at that. You know, you could see that against Haney. He wants to win in every department. But what a build-up. Really weird build-up, wasn't it? Because, okay, Kambosos wants it in Australia. They get it done in Australia. I think it's like a 70% to 30% split. I believe Kambosos makes about 12 million. Haney makes about 1 or 2 million, something like that. I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But then, yeah, then his Devin Haney's father, Bill Haney, starts having visa issues due to an issue he's had in the past. And they denied his visa. According to Devin Haney, I think they started a petition, and all of a sudden they managed to get him into Australia. So I think Bill Haney now is in Australia as we speak with his son. But yeah, weird, really weird. But no, I think it's a really difficult fight. I think it's a difficult fight for both fighters. But Kambosos is very good. He's strong. He's aggressive. He's fast. He's quick with his feet and his hands. So he does have the tools to trouble Haney for sure. But the things he struggles with, in my opinion, even though he's defensively good all round, is that he struggles with the jab. Like, I rewatched the fight between Kambosos and Mickey Bey, and I think the difference in that fight was the fact that Kambosos knocked down Mickey Bey to win that fight. I think that was literally the only difference. But he struggled with the jab that night. I know it was a couple of years ago, and he's definitely improved from then, but let me put it this way. Devin Haney has a very good jab, a better jab. Probably one of the best jabs in boxing overall, in general. So, you know, I do see Kambosos really struggling to even get into the inside against Devin Haney. But he can also become quite predictable, Kambosos, especially with his left hook. He gets aggressive, and then he throws, and he gets quite wild. So he has to be very careful that he doesn't get caught by doing that. But with Haney in general, in terms of strengths, he is very good with his jab. Has a good variation with it as well. He goes downstairs, he goes upstairs with it. He throws solid jabs. He measures his range with it as well. And he's defensively solid, very strong, physically strong, and has a good ring IQ. So I do think Devin Haney is special. I think he's a special fighter. I think along with Shakur Stevenson. And I think the biggest strength Haney has is the fact that he dictates the pace of every single fight. He knows how to dictate the pace of a fight, and I think that's where Kambosos is really going to struggle. You saw that against Jojo Diaz, Linares. You know, it's really difficult to even win a round against him, because he's so good at it. He makes you fight at his pace. So I just wonder how Kambosos is going to approach that. But yeah, you know, can Haney beat Kambosos? Well, when I ask that question, you think, oh, why am I asking that question? I think it's an important question because, one, it's in Australia. So how is it all going to play out? You know, it's in Australia. Is he just facing Kambosos, or is he going to be up against the judges as well? So I do think for sure Haney, you know, if they fought 10 out of 10 times and both were at their best, Haney will beat Kambosos 10 out of 10 times. I think Haney overall is the better fighter, the better boxer. Stylistically, I don't think Kambosos is much of a difficult fight for Haney, in my opinion anyway. Because I don't feel like Kambosos even gets close due to the fact that he doesn't uses his jab as much. I think if you're going to be able to trouble Haney, you would have to utilize your jab, and I think this is where Kambosos struggle. He doesn't utilize his jab as frequent as he should. It's quite similar to, you know, let me put it this way. I think if you're gonna trouble Haney, he has to watch the tapes between Mayweather and Maidana 1. I think he can only make the fight difficult. I don't think he can win the fight. However, saying that, it's boxing. As you all say, you know, we give everyone a chance because it's boxing at the end of the day. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. But I think it's a difficult fight for Kambosos to win. Now, saying that, it's in Australia. So in order for Kambosos to win against Haney, he only needs to make a case against him. And what I mean by that is, if Kambosos is able to win 5 rounds, it can become a controversial night. Kambosos could keep the belts possibly by winning 5 rounds. Who knows? Maybe the judges are up to scratch and is able to, you know, be on top with points and with the scoring. But nowadays, looking at boxing, it's difficult to say. So yeah, you know, I think Kambosos can keep the belts by winning at least 5 rounds, even maybe 4, who knows. But nah, I think it's a challenging fight. I think Haney just needs to keep it long, keep it rangy, don't allow him to come in, and just pick up the pace as the fight goes on. Pick up the pace as the fight goes on. So I don't know what you guys think. Do you reckon Kambosos can legitimately beat Haney? I mean, from round 1 to round 12. So that's a tough one. But in order for him to make it difficult, I think he can make it difficult. Just make it rough and pick up the pace, and he has to be durable. He has to be well conditioned as well. Throw flurry of punches, volume of punches, combinations, no single shots, and just keep at him, just on his chest 24/7. And then he can make Haney really work. But anyway, I'm going to give my prediction. I'm going for Haney stoppage between 8 and 11. I think Haney is going to start off well. I think he's going to try and make a statement. And personally, I think because it's in Australia, he feels like he needs to get him out of there. So I'm going for stoppage, Haney, between 8 and 11. Between 8th and the 11th round to take out Kambosos. Anyway, see you tonight.